Okay, so for your first graphic organizer, we're going to make a parabola. So in the top left corner of your paper, it says, for parabola, let E equal what? Yes, the E has to equal 1. Maggie, can you write that down for us? So E has to equal 1 in order for us to have a parabola. So if we go over to our Desmos, we're going to set E equal to 1, and we're going to turn on the first equation. So here is a parabola, and you see the equation is R equals EP divided by 1 plus E cosine theta. So let's fill out the questions in our graphic organizer. What is the orientation of this parabola? Good, it has a horizontal orientation. And what direction does it open? Up, left, right, down? Good, it opens left. Where's the directrix of that parabola? Yep, the directrix is to the right of the pole. And for the additional notes, I want you to add the direction of the directrix. What type of line was it, horizontal or vertical? Yeah, let's just flip back. So the directrix is over here. It's not graphed, but we know where it goes. So the directrix is a horizontal line, and I would like, vertical line. I want you to add that where it says additional notes. Can you just add that the directrix is vertical? So that was when the equation is EP over 1 plus E cosine theta. So now we're going to change it, and we're going to see what happens when there's a minus sign in the denominator. So we're going to deactivate this equation and activate equation 5. So now check out that parabola. Yep, it just flipped. So let's go back to our notes. Okay, so when we have 1 minus E cosine theta, what's the orientation of that parabola? Still horizontal. And what direction does it open? Good, it opens right. Where's the directrix now? To the left. And then what direction is the directrix? It's still vertical. All right, the next equation will be 1 plus E sine theta. So it doesn't always have to be cosine in the denominator. It could also be sine. So what do you think sine is going to do? Yeah, it's going to make it vertical. And it's 1 plus sine. So what do you guys think that plus sign is going to do? You think it's going to be open up? Okay, so let's check it out. So let's deactivate this and turn it on. Oh, it didn't open up. It opens down. Okay, so let's put that in our notes. So it's a vertical parabola that opens down. Where would the directrix be? Above the pole and in the horizontal direction. All right, so what do you think about the last one? 1 minus E sine theta. It will be vertical. It's going to open up. Where will the directrix be? Below. And what direction will the directrix be? Horizontal. Above. Up. Sorry, up. Below. Vertical. So what do you think controls whether it's horizontal or vertical? Look back at your equations. Yep, sine or cosine controls whether it's horizontal or vertical. So that's the same as with our circles. What's going to control whether it opens up, right, down, left? The plus or minus. And so what's the pattern there? It's going to be the opposite. So notice that when it's plus horizontal, it opens left, not right. When it's plus sine, it opens down, not up. So it's opposite. What about where the directrix is? What do you think controls that? What gave us a right or left directrix? Good. So that's the last part. But what about this line right here? What controls? It's the opposite of how it opens. And notice that this does match the sign. Plus cosine is right. Minus cosine is left. So the directrix does match the equation. and the opening is opposite. So let's go on to the next page. And let's do the same thing for an ellipse. And let's just do two. Let's try to do them without graphing. We'll go back and use the graphs to check. So for an ellipse, let's let the eccentricity has to be what? For an ellipse. Less than 1, pick your favorite number, less than 1. Half, so 0.5, right? 0.5. And so we're going to go back to our Desmos, and we're going to change our eccentricity to be 0.5. Okay. All right, so let's try this first one. The denominator is 1 plus e cosine theta. So what do you think the orientation would be? Orientation is horizontal or vertical? Good. So it's going to be horizontal orientation. The focus for all of these is going to be on the pole. That's the next line. The focus is on the pole. Oh, it says which focus. Okay, so hold on to that one for a second. Where will the directrix be? Think about what we just learned on the last page. Think back to the last page. The directrix is to the right. So the directrix, cosine tells me I'm going left or right. The plus means I'm going to the right. So the directrix is to the right of the pole. What direction will the directrix go? It will be vertical. So to fill out that last box, let's go back to the graph. Yeah, vertical. Let's go back to the graph, and we're doing this one. Okay, so check out that ellipse. It is horizontal. The directrix is off here to the right. So the focus is at the pole. The question is the focus the top focus, the bottom focus, the left focus, or the right focus? It's the right focus. This one has two foci, one on the right, one on the left, and it's the right focus that's on the pole. So that's what that's asking. I go back here, the right focus is on the pole. Yeah, you can throw the sketch in there. That's okay. It's the calibration off. All right, let's just do one more. Let's do the third column, 1 plus sine theta. Again, let's see what we can do without the graph, and then we'll check the graph. So what's its orientation going to be? We're doing the third column, 1 plus e sine theta. Yep, it will be vertical. Let's skip the second row. Third row, where will the directrix be? So we're vertical, so we're going up or down, and it's plus sine. It'll be above. The directrix will be above, which means the ellipse is down below the directrix. What direction does the directrix go? Horizontally. And if my ellipse is below the directrix, which focus is on the pole? The top focus or the bottom focus? The top focus. Horizontal, yep. And in that box up here, Bruce just said it was the top focus. So let me go back to the graph to show you. So we're talking about 1 plus sine theta. So here's my ellipse. My directrix is somewhere up here. It's a horizontal line, which means the pole is the top of the two foci. Okay? We're not going to do this right now, but for your homework, I want you to finish the ellipse graphic organizer and the hyperbola graphic organizer. Okay? It's all the same patterns. And we're going to do one example on the last page. And this whole document is going to be your homework to finish this whole document.